after 4, Chip Lyness back with Louie Herron from Louie Herron Toyota. It is Super Thursday, and Louie, we're talking
rentals,
football, talking politics, talking rentals.
Well, you want to hit this politic thing?
Yeah.
That's got it. Here's one. Now, those that are listening, I hope you realize Chip and I we're novices as it relates to politics. We're not that bright, but we do have the help of Miss Sandra Herron, who is a political head, is what I call her. She is all over it. Anyways, the question is posed about gas prices and why the gas prices are so high, and what should we do, and should we drill, and the pipeline from Canada, and all this other stuff, or whatever the case may be. So, Chip, when you think about gas prices, and all the things that we have going on with that, what do you think we need to do to help get those gas prices down?
Well, to quote Sarah Palin, drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Yeah, I agree with that. I will tell you, my wife came up, really just, sharing some of her insight makes a lot of sense, and basically, the gas prices are so high. One of the reasons why they're so high is because of the declining value of the dollar. So, since, oil is denominated in dollars, the decline of the dollar puts upward pressure on oil prices. So simply put, the oil prices are up because the value of the dollar is down. So the next logical question, obviously, is why is the value of the dollar down? And so you have to turn and look at one of the major contributing factors is the $16 trillion in debt. And so that's why balancing the budget, you think to yourself, well, let's lower our gas prices. Let's do it by balancing our budget. And a lot of people go, how's that going to make any sense? Well, you think about it, the world economy is predicated on the dollar, which is based on oil. And so, that's, when you have all this debt, our dollar is worth less. It's driving those prices. Now, I do believe, like you, more drilling, create more supply. And I know that they have, I don't know if it's factual if we actually have more supply today than we did 4 years ago. But I know that even if we did, or wherever we're at, I know that we're sending a lot of that supply out to other countries that need it at a rapid rate. So it's almost like we're not having the ability to keep some of that to keep our supply high, which to meet that demand and keep those prices low.
At least let's be sensible about it. There's some middle ground between let's not drill at all because we want the pristine environment and paying $6 for a gallon of gas. There's got to be some kind of compromise in between.
I agree. I had a question came in on the email, theautoschool.com. If you ever have a question or a concern, there's a spot you can get, excuse me, directly to me. One of the questions that was sent to me, I didn't understand it at first, and then as I read it, I understood a little better. It says, what is a base payment? I agreed to do a deal on a Dodge Ram and then go into the finance office, and they give me a base payment which looked okay, but then when we started adding all these warranties and gap insurance, it shot the payment up. What is gap insurance? Why was there a difference? And is the warranty necessary? So, let me explain a couple of things. The first thing is when you go into the business office, one of the things that is a known practice that's not very good is not giving or disclosing a base payment. Okay, most dealers now, because you and I have talked, Chip, on the air, most dealers are going to a format of a menu process to expose the base payment. That is a phenomenal practice that I would urge every dealer to do if they're not already doing it. And basically all that means is they have a big thing at the very top that says, based on the numbers you've agreed upon outside with the management and the sales staff, the payment on the car as it sits with nothing additional is $358, let's just say. That is called the base payment. Then right below that, they'll have kind of a McDonald's, Burger King feel where they have good, better, best, economy, gold, platinum, whatever verbiage they use, and they offer services. Now, I will tell you that dealerships are required, if you're going to offer something to somebody, you offer it 100% of the times. In other words, you don't want to offer Miss Johnson a warranty, and then all of a sudden Miss Stevens said she didn't want a warranty to the salesperson, and the salesperson tells the business manager, oh, don't offer that, she doesn't want it. And he takes his advice. He doesn't offer it. Well, all of a sudden she needs the warranty later because she bought a used car, and then she has the right to come back and say, well, that was never offered. Well, what an attorney is going to do, what a judge is going to do is say, well, let's pull the deal of the file, and you look in the file, and you look at the menu, and sure enough, because the salesperson said she didn't want it, then all of a sudden there's no documentation that says no, she declined it. Yeah. Now all of a sudden you're in a spot which the dealer never wins.
Right.
So when you go in the business office, just know going in, you're going to be presented with products that are available. They're not bad. They're not right or wrong. They're just available. So you have to know that if they present a warranty or gap insurance or a maintenance contract, they need to present those 100% of the time.
Right.
So it's something that's something that is done as a normal procedure. So basically, the last part of the question was, what is gap insurance? Is that warranty necessary? Chip, we've covered gap insurance, and just basically what gap insurance does is it covers the consumer between the gap of what is owed on a car and what a car is worth in the event of a collision, fire, theft, or a total loss situation. So the question is gap insurance necessary? My perspective is that I believe gap insurance is necessary as long as you are in line, if you're out of line in book value. So what does that mean? How do you know if you're in line or not in line? It's simply put, if you are rolling negative equity into a car deal because you're upside down in your car, you're rolling sales tax into the car deal, okay, and obviously the dealer has made some form of profit, which is not disclosed. It's not necessarily, you don't necessarily know if he does or doesn't. And then that you have to factor in, as soon as you drive the car off the lot, there's depreciation. We talk about the roller coaster. The biggest depreciation is that first year and a half. And you don't put any cash down, what conceivably happens is you bought a $20,000 truck that may be worth $15,000 a year later, and if you hit a deer and total the car, the insurance company's only going to pay book value. So they're going to write a check for $15,000. Well, guess what? The difference between what you owe on the car and what it's worth is the gap. So I'm saying in layman's terms, if you don't put cash down on your automobile, you must get gap. It's really, really imperative that you do. Obviously, you don't have to. I'm just telling you my opinion is you really should get gap insurance. So the next question is, okay, what does that cost? Gap insurance should cost no more than $500. Maybe $550, depending on if you're getting Gap Plus or you're getting if you're extending the term or whatever the case may be. But I will tell you, it's a nominal expense that may cost you, $6 a month in payment or whatever it may be.
Is it a one-time only expense?
It's a one-time only expense that's factored in the financing.
So as you pay off the car, you can't cancel the gap insurance later.
No, you
get it or you don't.
That's correct. You have the gap insurance and so, but again, it basically it's no different than getting health insurance on your car.
I see.
I mean, you're getting health insurance, for your family. How often do you pay for health insurance for 5, 6, 8 years? Nobody gets sick, and all of a sudden you need it. Thank goodness you paid into it. So, again, gap insurance is not a must if you're in line with your financing. But again, the only way you're going to be in line with financing on a car transaction is put a substantial amount of money down.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to tell the finance manager no. Right?
Absolutely.
Just
absolutely.
If you don't like it, just say no. And
but to reiterate, Chip, just to make sure we're all on the same page, I would stand on a mountaintop and I would tell my son if he was buying a car, my mom if they were buying a car, if you do not put cash down on the transaction, you are going to be upside down.
I see.
Okay, that's just alone. Now, if you traded a car that you were already upside down on, now you're upside down even more. So really, really look at it. And again, don't take my word for it. You can Google gap insurance. Local banks and credit unions sell gap insurance. Insurance companies like State Farm, Allstate, Progressive, they offer gap insurance. So it's not something that the dealer just does. And, so anyways, I think we have a caller.
Yes.
Oh, they want a free oil change, huh?
We do.
All right, let's do it.
Caller on the line.
All right, let's do it.
Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
You said you're a senior at UGA? Oh, cool. Awesome. What grade are you in, Emily? What year are you in?
I am a senior.
Awesome. So let me ask you real quick. Thank you for calling, by the way. Do you listen to us regularly to get some information, or is this the first time you've actually heard us do our thing?
This is the first time I've heard it for a long period of time.
Oh.
I try to catch it when I can.
Man, that's awesome. Well, thank you for calling in. Tell me, what is your question or comment?
Okay, so I am looking to buy a car,
Okay.
and obviously I know that cars are a little more expensive. I did pre-owned from the dealership, but I was just wondering what are the advantages of going that route instead of buying one off of the street or something like that.
Okay, so your question is, what are the advantages of buying from a dealership or just off the street?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, being a college senior, one advantage you have buying from a dealership right off the bat is your financing. You qualify for all the incentives and you qualify for all the special rates as long as you're within 6 months to graduation or up to 6 months past graduation. So that's something that you got to take a close look at because there's more to a good deal than just price of the car. There's interest rate, there's term, there's a lot of things that your local bank I'm sure will take care of you, but as a college student you have limited credit. So it's not like they would charge you high interest rates, and I'm sure if your family knows a credit union or you know a local bank or whatever, they'll take care of you. But if you qualify for 0% and your credit union is going to give you a great rate at 6.9, that's still a great rate for a college student with no credit, but 0% is something you wouldn't want to pass up. Now, you mentioned used cars. I will tell you, whether it's Toyota or Honda or Nissan, I would venture more towards the certified. And the reason why is because the certified used cars at a dealership also has incentives for college students as it relates to special interest rates again. Now I keep harping on the rate thing because as you're getting out of school, the debt, you want to make sure you focus on keeping your debt as low as possible. So again, if you buy a used car and you qualify for 2.9, I mean, and again, your bank or credit union, you're buying a 07 vehicle and they want to charge you 7%, that's not a bad rate for a college student, first car, 2007, but 4 percentage rates on $14,000 or $12,000, that's still debt that you don't need to pay. So I would urge you, like we tell all the listeners, first thing is research like crazy, okay? And if you're looking to buy a used car from an individual and you just love Volkswagen or you just love, Honda or whatever the brand is or type of car it is, I would just go to the new car manufacturer and the websites and really I would steer you towards new. I mean, to me, again, I don't even know you and it's not even like you would buy something from me or not. That's just my opinion.
Alright, thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, listen, stay on the line because where do you live? I know you go to school in UGA, but where do you live?
Said she's from Greensboro, right?
Greensboro. Awesome. Well, Emily, if you'll hang tight, Emily, we'll get somebody on the line to get your information. We'll send you an oil change when you're in the store for an oil change. I'll come downstairs and meet you. And if you want to talk cars, we can. If you just want to get a free oil change, you can do that as well. Man, you're very welcome. Thank you. Just hang tight on the line, okay?
All right.